the execution of the program. So what it meaning command line arguments whenever we are executing the program, so we can also provide the values, whatever the values you want to provide, that values will be supplied at the time of execution through the command line. Through the command line we can pass the values also, which is comes as a command line arguments. How it will be if we have seen this example, we know that how to declare a main method. The main method is declared with three types of access specifiers: public, static, void, no return type, no object is required. If you are declaring with a static, and there will be scope will be specified using public. And if you have observed carefully, there will be one argument called string type. String array is there. String array will be there. So what the string array will generate? The string which stores whatever the values we are passing, whatever the, if you have observed this statement, so it is an args is a name, and this is a string type. So whatever the values we are providing here, those values are stored in these arrays. So command line arguments are will be available with an args of what is the type string array. How we can access? So we can, you can supply n number of values, and we can access all those values with the help of loop. So if you have seen, so all the command line arguments are stored in a array called args array of string type. So how we can fetch it? Either you may use the normal for loop, or we may use this for loop like this. For string str, why we have declared a string variable? Because args type is string only. String str colon, what is the array name? Args. And system.out.println of str. How many values you are passing? All those values are printed one by one. So we can check it. Again I can revise. The command line arguments are stored in a array called string type of array with a name args. How we can get all those? All those will be iterated through the loop. For string type, string str colon args system.out.println of str. So we can uh, get all the values. Now how we can supply this? We can check it. So open the notepad plus plus. And meanwhile, when it was opened, meanwhile I will tell you how we can. So already I told that it will be the command line values are stored in the args of which type? String array. So which stores the main method takes an argument. In this argument all the command line values are stored. How we can supply? So you can compile. We know that it is a two-way system. We can compile the program, and whenever we are executing the program, Java space main, so we can supply the command line values. You can provide the values. How many values we are supplying? Two values, ABC and DEF. ABC and DEF we are supplying. Now go to the and save the program as command line arguments. Save the program as command line arguments. Dep drive command line dot java. So already I told that you can import the default package also. Import java dot lang dot star class What is our name? Command line. And close the class body. Now define the main method. Public static void main string args. This is the important one. So all the command line arguments are stored in the args. And now how we can iterate for loop. So the args type is string. So you can define the string variable. String string yes colon args. System dot out dot println now. Yes. So either you can take the advanced for loop, just you can define the variable and what is the array name args, or you can also specify with the help of I equal to 0 args dot length I plus plus. In that way also we can specify this. And now save the program. Go to the command prompt. We may increase the size. Yes. In the F drive, Java C command line. Some errors are there. What is those errors? Yes, for loop closed and the main method, and we need to close the class body also. Save the program. Java space command line. Why no output? Yes, here it is not generating any output. What is the reason? Because when we are compiling the program, okay, compiled successfully, but at the time of execution, we need to supply the values also. Java space command line. So supply the runtime, provide the values. CSC Java learn. So definitely we need to provide a values at the time of execution. Java space command line. In these we can provide, you need to provide the values. How many values we have provided? 3 values are there. CSC Java learn, and all those 3 values are where it can store. Those 3 values are stored in a args array, and one by one it will be fetched. One by one it will be fetched and printed on the command prompt. If you are not printing anything, it can't display anyone. If you are not providing any values, it can't. So in this way we can pass the command line values. So string type. So we can go to the other one, other normal int I equal to 0, I less than. So it is the normal way of accessing println of args of. This is the traditional way. Just we are checking the I equal to 0, I less than args dot length I plus plus, and printing the args of I. Either you may go through the advanced for loop, or you may go through the traditional for loop. Now compile the program again. Hello, how are you? Yes. So hello, how are you? Again the same will be repeated. Hello, how are you? Because we have how many times we have printed here? 2 times. One is the normal. It is a advanced for loop. And what it indicates? It is the traditional for loop we have applied. This is the way for accessing the command line arguments, providing the command line arguments at runtime. Of which type? String type. This is the step 1. You can also print, suppose you know that always you can provide a single value. You can also print out of for loop. Just I am printing system dot out dot println of first value. Where the first value will be stored? It is in the args of array. We know that args of 0. System dot out dot println of first value args of 0. Maybe it will be before the main method. It's executed. So all the values will be printed, and where the first value? It will be stored in the first value is args of 0, which is pointing hello. Args of 1, it will be pointed by how. Args of 2, args of 3, u. How many values? 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 values will be stored. How it will be pointing? Whenever I am compiling Java space command line of hello, how are you? So it will store args of 0 will be pointed hello, and args of 1 pointed how, args of 2 pointing are, args of 3 pointing you. So args of 0 is hello, args of 1 is how, args of 2 is r, and args of 3 is u. So in this way we can access the command line arguments. This is the step 1. And now again we can come back. Is there any possibility to work with to pass a numerical arguments? Yes. So you can also pass the numerical arguments. But what is the data type of args array? The data type of args is string. But how we can convert the numerical values? How the string values will be converted into numerical? Whenever you are passing the numbers, you can use a function called parseInt of integer type. So convert your string values into integer type. You can also passing the numerical command line arguments. How we can pass in the same way we can execute, but instead of directly printing, if you want to perform any operation, you can convert the string values into integer type using a method called integer.parseInt. But please careful, when it is a numerical values, if there is a possibility, then only it should be converted. If no possibility, it can't be converted. We can take with an example. Coming to the same one, command line numerical, command line numerical. So the same procedure, I can remove the traditional one. So before conversion, just you can take here, I want to perform the sum of all the command line arguments. The aim is performing the sum for all the command line arguments. That is an objective. Perform the sum for all the command line arguments. This is the aim. All command line arguments. So what I can do before, okay, it will be accessing one by one. Before accessing, you can store the data in A equal to, how we need to do, integer dot parse int of yes. So one by one the value will be the value will be pointed by s. From the args array, the value will be iterated by the s value, and we have converted s into convert string into integer. So convert and store in a variable and printing that. You can also perform sum equal to sum plus a. And after that we can print, after for loop is completed, print ln of sum plus sum will be there. What we are doing, just earlier program only, but we are taking the another variable called sum variable, and we are iterating one by one value. S will be iterated and converted into convert string into an integer using a method called parseInt that should be existed in the integer class. Integer dot parseInt of s, and once it will be converted, then you can print it. System.out.println of a sum equal to sum plus a. We have printed, and now whatever the result will be there, finally we have calculated. Java say command line numerical.java reach end of. Yes, completed. Java command line numerical. I want to supply two values 20, 30. Yes, so 10 is printed, 20 is printed, 30, and what about 10, 20, 30? The sum will be 60. If you are not converting these, suppose if you have forgotten to convert it instead of, suppose, have you observed this? Sum will be 60. Suppose if you are forget to convert, instead of a, directly I can use the Yes, sum equal to some places. What will be happen? We can do. We can. I have removed the conversion. What is that? Incompatible type. String can't be converted into integer because we are trying to. We incompatible type string can't be converted into an integer. We are trying to perform the sum. What is the sum value here? An integer. What is an s? S will be a string type. How it can be possible? Is it possible to add integer and string? No. So for that, whenever you want to perform an operation, definitely s will be converted into an integer type. Then you can perform it. Then you can do the conversion. Yes, completed. I want to do one more. When I am executing, instead of for string, I am giving 10. I am giving 20. What it generating? What it is generating? So, if it will be compiled, the program will be compiled successfully. You may try it. The program is compiled. But when you are supplying the values, suppose if you are passing the string T and 10, so what it generates? It is generating an exception called number format exception, because why it will be input string TN can't be converted into integer number. If you are giving 10, then it will be possible. Numerical value will be converted, but whenever you are trying to give the string, if you want to convert tn into integer type by using a passing method, it will not executed. It will generate, it will raises an exception called, what is that exception? Number format exception. For input string, ten can't be converted into number type, so which generates an exception. So whenever we are supplying the values also, please go through, it will be numerical only. 100 plus 456, what is the sum? 556 will be generated. This is the way for part. This is the way for taking the, if whenever you want to perform the numerical operations of command line, then it is also possible. But before directly applying, convert your string into an integer type, then you can apply. This is the way for what it indicates. It will be for passing of command line arguments. This is the way for passing the command line arguments.